Hi everyone, and welcome to the Taurus mid-month miracle reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So this is a reading that's a little different from my regular kind of more in-depth monthly illumination readings. This is going to be where we're taking a look at where Spirit is asking you to stay open and receptive to a miracle that wants to come in for you this month. And I am very much a believer that at all times there are miracles waiting to be presented to us through opportunities, through people, through all kinds of ways that Spirit can interact with us here on this plane of physical existence. And we often put ourselves in a place where we are kind of pushing those parts away, or those opportunities away. And this is really saying, this is kind of a reading to point you towards where to kind of keep your eyes, your spiritual eyes open for that miracle that wants to come in, that blessing that's going to maybe answer a prayer you've been wishing to have answered, or where you've been waiting for that person, the right person to come into your life, or that new job that you've been, hoping is going to kind of fall in your lap. Well, often there is that waiting to come in. It's just that we are not looking in the right place, so to speak. So first I'm going to pull a card here. I'm going to read the excerpt from the book that comes with this oracle deck, and then we're going to pull some additional cards and clarifiers to get a little deeper into the message. So for you, Taurus, we have yin number 2. Now yin, when we're looking at the yin and yang energy, this is the receptive side of that. So this would be the feminine archetype, the divine feminine coming in, where we are looking to stay in that kind of open, receptive state. Now with the number 2 coming in, that's the number of harmony. It's the number of working with others. And so you're really, I'm just seeing right off the bat, really being asked to embrace the feminine energy for where the miracle is looking to come in, really getting into that, embracing the receptivity of our experience here. Okay, so let's see. What does it say? It says yin, essential meanings, the feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. The oracle's message. This is a time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. I like that they mentioned that. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. And I'm also going to read the prosperity message, because I feel that that's what we're looking at here, a miracle that's coming in to help us prosper in some aspect of our experience. So it says, this is a time when the most effective action is to allow others to show you the way forward. Observe their behavior and follow their lead. Your desire to push through must take a back seat for now. Collaborate and offer your ideas rather than dictating what must happen. Let others come to you. It's important that they feel they have power now. Another meaning is about releasing your need to have things in the form you want. How do you want to feel basking in your success? Now allow the universe to show you the form. Yin is the sign of essence. Things may go more smoothly than you expect. And I love that. And I actually just got goosebumps, which is kind of strange. So there's something here where that last little part, things will go more smoothly than you might expect. I think for some of us, we've had a feeling of needing to push. Now, I actually am a Taurus sun sign, and I do have my Mars placement in Taurus. So I really understand the energy of Taurus. And sometimes we can be that kind of workhorse of the zodiac, where we put our head down and we just kind of, like if you think about an ox, pulling a cart, we just kind of muddle through. But sometimes it's about just allowing ourselves to take that break. It doesn't mean we have to, just like it said, put things on hold. But, sorry guys. But there is that feeling of sometimes we don't have to carry all the weight, or we don't have to be the one that volunteers to step up into having that cart placed on us. We can simply step back and wait to see who steps forward and then offer help or assistance. It's an interesting point, something I've actually had to learn in my own life, where I am somebody who loves to come in and kind of be the at the head of the pack, be the spearhead to any new initiative or any new endeavor. And I've had to learn to really kind of embrace this energy, to step back, allow others to have a say, allow others to really kind of sometimes take the lead. And then you get to find where you fit. And often that is actually a more elevated position for you than what you had originally thought by trying to kind of just jump right in and take over the whole scenario or the whole situation. So that's just from my personal perspective. But there is something here about really stepping into that beautiful receptivity of, this is where Spirit wants to have you open that third eye to really kind of, on a spiritual level, say, okay, what's coming in for me? What do I need to see? What can I see through people that I meet as maybe even that little ding? Wow, I like what they do. I'm going to take that information and come back and apply that somewhere in my experience. Or someone might actually choose you for something that you didn't even realize was a better, more well-suited something than what you were aiming for. So this could be, again, a job opportunity, a promotion. This could even be maybe in your home life. You realize that there's something your partner points out and says, you'd be great at doing this. Would you like the opportunity to pursue this? And suddenly, I really like that. Now I'm going to pull 3 additional cards here, just for those of you who are new to my readings. I'm going to pull a first card here around taking a look at a potential block that might prevent us from being in the state of receptivity, and then we'll get some additional clarifiers here. So this is where Spirit wants you to be curious about where you might be blocking yourself. So for myself personally, what was I saying? Now I got myself off track. Sorry, Taurus. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to just get into pulling this card. And I'm sorry that I lost my train of thought. It will come back to me at some point here. Oh, success. That's what I was going to talk to. So we have a lot of emphasis right now, as far as astrologically wise, for those of you who are a Taurus rising or a Taurus sun, there's a lot of emphasis in our 10th house right now, which is the house of how we want to be seen. It can be what we want to be successful for and what we want to achieve in this lifetime. And so there is this element that as a Taurus, if you have a strong Taurus placement, that you're really kind of being asked to re-examine that part of yourself of how you want to be seen, where you want to be seen as successful, and what does success actually mean to you. And so, interesting. Angel of Balance came upside down. Okay. Yeah, that's an important one. So I don't put reversals in my deck when the cards come up reversed. I honor that. But yeah, so there is something here, Taurus, around when we're thinking of balance. There is something that is out of balance. Be curious as to where you need to balance the feminine receptive energy with the masculine kind of pushing and spearheading energy. And there is, with this coming up as your main point of focus, this is about saying that there is some aspect of your experience where you need to kind of tone it down, the more masculine side of your experience, to allow you to be curious as to where, when you kind of stop pushing so hard, what actually will kind of just fall in your lap naturally. And this is really learning how to go with the flow, really learning how to work with energy, your frequency specifically. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers here. I'm going to see what wants to come out around this. I'll get a little deeper message here. So what does Taurus need to know about what's out of balance? Okay, Page of Coins. Yeah, so this can be where we're trying to go out there and gather more information. Okay, we have the Sun and the Hermit. Oh, nice. Okay, so the Page of Coins can be where we're trying to, we have a little bit of an opportunity here. We have a coin, a seed, and we want to grow it. We want to be able to, this could be like going to take a class to heighten a skill set. This can be starting to gather the details to formulate the foundation for a new business. This can be just going out and sharing that's something that you want to work with. This can be like having a little bit of maybe seed money and trying to see where you want to invest it. Now with the Sun and the Hermit coming up, this very strong illumination energy here. Now the Hermit, it's interesting. It's almost like they're now this could be, if it was the Moon card coming up, it would be literally two halves of the same coin, the Sun and the Moon. But with the Hermit, it's a different element where the Sun really does speak to illumination. It speaks to illumination of the self, that part of ourself, our inner child, getting to that really the core, the authentic core of who we are, without all of the kind of traumatizing life experiences that layer themselves on top of that. And the Hermit is, in the way, the same thing, but where we internally go within to seek that part of ourself. We have to go within to find our guiding light, the part of ourselves that we want to then pull out and use as our lantern, as our light to guide the way. It's where we realize that grand hope, that dream, that deep wish, which can be tied to success, what we feel is success. And it doesn't have to be monetary success. This could be, where when you think of success, you want to be successful in having a lovely home life and a wonderful family and all that comes with that. Or this can be that success is where you're a part of a community that you identify with, or success is monetary and you want to have financial freedom and the security of living in a specific lifestyle. But whatever that is, it's realizing that you first have to seek that from within. It's as important to find it from within as it is to allow your experience externally to, see that from without. So there's something here where and how can I put this? It's an interesting message. It's really showing that there may be something out of balance here, in that maybe you've been seeking too long and it's time to bring that part of yourself out, that beautiful, authentic, vulnerable part of yourself. Or it could be that you've been out too long. You've been showing some aspect of yourself. You've been trying to formulate something. You've been kind of chasing a dream, and it's time to go within and just get very comfortable with that idea of success. Get very comfortable with the magic that lies within you again, and start to really focus on that so that you can bring that out. And that's what's going to allow you to really bring into balance the masculine and the feminine side. Now, I do feel it for a lot of you, there is, feminine wounding, that when we push too much into the masculine side of our experience, and all of us have masculine and feminine energy. We all at a certain point can be receptive and creative, and we can all be in the leadership position and spearheading things and, being innovative. But we need to have both of those in balance that align with our personal individual frequency. And at this point, there's something that's being highlighted where there's been too much of a focus on the masculine and the pushing and the external, and where now it's time to go into that beautiful hermit element of finding who you are and what you love about yourself and what your idea of you being successful in your life experience looks like, but shining that in a way that's not blinding to others, shining that in a way that isn't disruptive. It's shining it in a way that allows those kind of moths to come to your flame. That's the main message that's coming in here. Finding the beauty of yourself again, but allowing that beauty to just shine naturally. It's almost like, you're a tuning fork and you just sit there and just go ding and let the beautiful hum of who you are attract others to you. That's the visualization I'm getting there. Okay, so I'm hearing, actually, Taurus, I'm hearing spin your web. So yeah, this is a time of really just going within, of working on you and getting to that place of almost like, as I'm seeing here, looking at this image, of almost like putting your internal self on a shrine, of seeing the beauty of who you are again, of honoring that, and taking the rest of this month to really value that. And I think that in and of itself, that expression, again, whether you're male or female or however you choose to identify, that when you step into that receptive energy of valuing your emotions, your needs, your dreams, and you just start to kind of take action from that place, but action in a receptive way, that's what's really going to draw to you that miracle that's going to come in. That person that wants to be closer to you, that job opportunity that's more in alignment with truly who you are without you trying to, it's almost like without you trying to tell other people who you are, there's going to be an opportunity to come in that just somebody says, I see who you are, and I think this is going to be for you. Okay. So we have, this is a card for courage. So this is where Spirit's asking you to have the courage to take action. And it says, surrender your desire to control people. It says, being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. And this is exactly really in alignment with releasing that kind of, pushing, controlling, masculine energy of I want to be in the front. I want to tell people what to do. I want to be the head of everything. In fact, I'm going to hook that cart up to me and I'm going to pull it forward so that no one else can have the control of how that cart is going to be pulled down the street. And it's like, this is really asking you, especially being right underneath this beautiful feminine energy, to just let it be. If other people want to do it a certain way, well, then stay open and curious as to how that's going to open the door for something that is more in alignment with you and your talents and your gifts. It also allows you, which I love, sometimes we don't even, think about it like this, but when we just surrender our desire to control people, it just takes that extra level of stress away where you're just like, you can just be you and I can just be me. And, this is almost like one of those things where, we can get into that place of like, I'm just going to use this as a random example because it's coming to mind. But let's say you want to maybe throw a party in your home or wherever you live, and you're sitting here and you're starting to plan the party, but you're like, oh, but I don't know if that person's going to like this, and I don't know if that person's going to like that, and I don't know if this person's going to, and I'm going to have to, force them to come in, and maybe I need to make different food, maybe I need to, have different music. Well, what if I, it's almost like trying to control everybody's experience through trying to also placate everybody at the same time. And this is just saying, no, you do you. You do whatever, you shine whatever light you want to shine. And the people who want to come are going to come, and they will either eat the food or they won't, or they will listen to the music or complain about it. But that's not on you to control their experience. You're here to control your experience, to, again, do what pleases you, do what brings you into that state of just kind of suspended, that feeling of success, that feeling of joy that comes in with that. And when you just get into that place of true enjoyment and who cares what other people think, then, or trying to control their experience in a way where you're trying to sit there and say, but you have to like this, or if I set it up like this, then you will have a good experience. You could try to give somebody the food they love with the music they love in a location that they love, and they could still show up and be in a bad mood and have a bad experience. So that's kind of the lesson here, is to realize that when you kind of let go of trying to control people and their experience, then you get to just be free to live your experience and your light, and then to shine from that place. Okay, and I'm going to pull a final card here for the concept of contemplation. This is going to be what Spirit like you to stay open and reflective to. Again, to really open yourself up to this miracle that wants to come in for you. And then I'll pull a final card after that. I'll probably pull some, oh, I love it. I'll pull some clarifiers for this one too. So we have dance with life, do something to change your energy. And I love that. I love that there's so much femininity coming in here too. This kind of playful, it looks almost like a ballerina or somebody dancing. And there's the pink energy, which is, the heart chakra coming through. But there's a feeling here too of, just with the Page of Coins, also kind of this lighthearted, almost childlike energy coming in. So, really, oops, pulled up a card. Let's get that up. When we think about being reflective about do something to change your energy, what can you do to kind of lighten things up, to step more into, what can you do to make yourself feel more like you, but coming from a place where it's just solely for yourself? Sorry, guys, I dropped a few on the floor. Let me redo that. Just for yourself, just to shine your light because it feels good for you. Not because you're trying to control the way people view you or trying to control somebody else's experience, but just because you want to do it. I love it. Page of Cups. That's your, literally, that is your, and the King of Wands. Yeah. This is realizing that when we embrace our internal child, that part of ourself that is what we find here with the sun coming in, that part of ourself is just the free, naked, vulnerable part of ourselves that just wants to have fun in life, feel the warmth of the sun, and get on that swing and just have fun with life. When we get into that place, that's where we step up into our full power, the King of Wands. That's Leo energy, the energy of courage. That's being that true, empowered CEO type leader, the one who never loses sight of the experience they want to enjoy in their life. And that's what you're being asked to embrace, is where can you step into more of this receptive? You notice this Page of Cups, he's holding his cup. And there's this little, I love it, the little pig with the wings. It's like when pigs fly. It's getting into that place of suspended disbelief and belief that, your wildest dreams can come true. But you have to get into that childlike state of believing again. And when you do, that's where your true power is going to come out. This is where the true opportunity comes through. Where can you just dance with life as your most authentic self? And that's where your power will be seen. That's what's going to allow and draw in the right opportunities for you. That's almost like when somebody says, maybe you're, going out to a party and you're like, you know what, I'm going to dress the way that I want to. And even though maybe you stand out in the crowd, it's one of those things where somebody sees that and says, oh my gosh, I love your design aesthetic. Have you ever thought about being a personal shopper for somebody? Or have you ever thought about going into the world of, design or something along those lines, where all of a sudden you're like, well, I never really thought about it like that. I just love to wear beautiful clothes that are a little outside the box. And suddenly you're seen for who you truly are. You're seen for the talents that come naturally to you, that make you shine. Success can come in all forms. And again, there's no one road to success. We may sit there and say, I really, really want something to happen in this way. And yet Spirit says, I know better. There's something that you're meant to be. It's something that's not only better suited to you, but which will also allow you to be in a place where you can serve others. Okay, and I'm going to pull a final card here for love. And this is just in general. I feel like these cards always just give a good kind of just another underlying message here. it can be for romantic love, but it could also just be kind of, I feel like the general love of life that we have. So what does Taurus need to know about for a final message around love, so that they can really bring in this miracle for themselves? I don't know why these cards are so hard to shuffle today. Let's see. If nothing comes out, I'll just choose one, but I do like them to come out authentically. What does Taurus need to know about love? Okay, 2 more shuffles, and then I will just pull, and this feels right. Oh, interesting. And it's upside down. It's reversed too. So that's very interesting. So it says, codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. So there's something here with this coming up reversed, that it's time to release that codependency. Now, addictions can be, I like that it says codependency and not just addictions, because codependency can be overworking, where we have a codependent relationship with where we work and having to feel maybe stressed all the time to feel of value, or to feel like we have to be pushing. Codependency can be where we are codependent on another person to make us feel like we are the best versions of ourselves. Codependency can be a substance. It can be overeating. It can be drinking. It can be anything that can even be working out to an excessive level. But there's something here where it says it's time to release that, coming up reversed, that there is some type of codependency here that has prevented you from really, I think, stepping into your feminine energy fully and really getting into that place of where you can release your desire or the feeling that you have to control another's maybe perspective. Because oftentimes that's where I've noticed the desire to control other people comes from. It's not that you want to tell other people what to do or you're trying to force them to, step in a specific line. It's that often we're trying to control how others perceive us. And that can get to a point where not only is that not fair to the other person, no one wants to be told how they should perceive something, but there's also a level of where we're doing ourselves an injustice, that if someone can't see who we are, then perhaps that's not the right person or the right place or the right situation for us. And so instead of trying to change that, it's time for us just to see where we perhaps are better fit, or who we can bring in that are going to be in a better alignment with who we are. And it can be just as simple as that. And sometimes when we just take a step back and realize we're enough, we can simply shine our light, and that is enough, and we can release our need to have something else in our life. This can, when we think about codependency, this can be like where you feel like you have to look a specific way for people to see you in a specific way. So that's why you work out excessively, or you overspend on buying, clothing in a specific area. Or this can be where you have codependency with another person in your life, and you feel like if you don't have this kind of individual with you at all times, then you won't be seen in a specific way. And this is saying you can release that. It's time now just to be seen as yourself. Know that you're enough. Hold your cup open and waiting, and wait to see who sees the power within you. And that's where the miracle is going to come in this month. All right, Taurus, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the month, and I will see you in November for your November and December illumination readings. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will see you all next month. Bye, Taurus.